Working with web service. I have taken an online web service, added to the data source settings. This is a weather service, but I will use the same here to read the city and state based on the zip code. I will go back to the Forms Explorer, double-click on the form to open it. Now we are in the Forms Designer, where we can continue the web service configuration. The logic here is to populate the city and state when the user enters the zip code. We have the data source panel on the left side of the designer. Clicking on the data source button will bring up the data source panel. I will click on the Create Data Source button to create a new web service data source. This will bring up the data source we created in the data source settings. Select the data source and click Next. Clicking on the Add button will show the web methods available in the web service. I will select the web method Get City Forecast by Zip and click Next. The next screen will show the SOAP request. We need to click Next so that we can map the form controls to the web request parameters. The next screen brings up the response SOAP request. You can map the output parameters to the form controls. I am mapping the TXT city and TXT state to the output parameters, just like I mapped TXT zip code in the input parameters. Clicking Next will give you the option to give the command a name. In this case, I will name it Select State and City. Once we have given the command a name, we need to decide on when this command should be executed. Clicking on the Finish button will take you back to the command screen, where you can find a button, Manage Execute Rule, next to the command we just created. Clicking on this button will allow you to define the time when you want the command to be executed. I want this command to be executed when the user enters the zip code, so I select the TXT zip code changed event here. Clicked on Create Rule and then Finish button. Now, I will save the form and go to the preview to test the web service configuration. You can see that the city and state is populated when I enter a valid zip code.